bad news that's being spelt out in bold for the Aam Aadmi Party as the Delhi court has now extended the judicial custody of the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia, by 2 more weeks. And this is to do with the money laundering case that is currently being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, Sisodia has been behind bars since February 26th when he was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation. So no relief for the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister. So there is more trouble that is being spelt out for the Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, there was a CBI questioning of the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal that had lasted over 9 hours only yesterday in the liquor policy scam case, where the Delhi Chief Minister was actually summoned by the CBI. Now, after multiple pleas that have been put forth in the Rouse Avenue court by the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, none of the pleas are being entertained, and 2 more weeks of judicial custody has been extended for Manish Sisodia. So he remains in judicial custody for 2 more weeks, and this is to do with the money laundering case that is currently being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. My colleague Ananya is joining us with more details. Ananya, just take our viewers through the plea that Sisodia had filed in the court and on what grounds was it rejected, considering now he has a judicial custody extension by 2 weeks.
Well, yes, the court has now extended his judicial custody in the case. And in fact, a very, very big revelation that has come in at this point of time is that the Enforcement Directorate has clearly told the court that by the end of this month, a fresh charge sheet against Manish Sisodia would be filed. And remember that also that according to the timeline of the CRPC, in fact, the Central Bureau of Investigation has to file its charge sheet in this case. And what is very, very peculiar to note is that Arvind Kejriwal's questioning in, the liquor scam and the CBI's charge sheet are very, very closely knitted. So whether Arvind Kejriwal's statement will find a way in the Manish Sisodia's charge sheet is something that we'll know when the Central Bureau of Investigation actually files its charge sheet. But a very, very peculiar statement coming in from the Enforcement Directorate that it would also be filing the charge sheet against Mr. Sisodia by the end of this month.
So what are the options then in that case, Ananya, in front of Mr. Sisodia, now that we hear of a fresh charge sheet that is going to be filed by the ED, at least that's what they are claiming, and there's a case under the CBI that he's already lodged in jail for?
Well, yes, he's lodged in jail for both of these cases, whether we talk about the Central Bureau of Investigation's case or the ED's case. He's in judicial custody in both of these cases. And, he has already been denied bail in the CBI matter, and his bail has to be, the arguments are to be completed in the ED matter as well, which would be convening in a few days from now. And we'll have to wait and watch for that order as well, whether he sustains and is able to secure a bail in the ED matter or not. But at the same point of time, the 2 charge sheets that are coming in from both these agencies, whether we talk about the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is handling the predicate offence, or in fact the Enforcement Directorate, which is handling the scheduled offence. So these would be very, very peculiar charge sheets because they would in detail be having the role of Mr. Manish Sisodia in this case, and how, because remember, the CBI court, while denying bail to Manish Sisodia, categorically noted that his role was that of the architect of this whole conspiracy and this whole policy. And Enforcement Directorate too, while it was opposing the bail application filed by Mr. Manish Sisodia, clearly said that conspiracies are hatched in secrecy, but policies are made in public domain. And though the public comments were sought when this policy was being drafted, but those were motivated comments. They were already a chain of emails that the agencies have actually tracked down, wherein fabricated comments to actually praise this particular policy of the Delhi government's excise department is something that is a matter of scanner before the agencies as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ananya.